Cuba secretly is sending troops to Ukraine to fight with Russia. And they have found over 5,000 for sure. And they're paying them $2,000 apiece. And the average Cuban makes $20 a month.
Russia continued its air assault on Ukraine with an hours-long barrage of missiles and drones on Sunday. In its push to hold captured territory, Russia has turned to countries like North Korea for additional manpower. In tonight's In Depth, Christian Benavides reports other support is also coming from another Cold War ally, Cuba.
Videos obtained by CBS News appear to show Cuban nationals captured by Ukraine on the front lines with Russia. Ukrainian officials estimate as many as 20,000 Cubans have been recruited by Russia to fight as mercenaries. Florida Republican Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart.
The Cubans are looking any way to get out, but they're recruiting Cubans from around the island with sometimes with these false promises.
Ukrainian officials say Cubans are being offered one-year contracts, such as this one, with the promise of a $2,000 monthly salary. The average monthly salary in Cuba is equivalent to less than $20. The average age of the mercenaries is 35. Officials also shared copies of dozens of passports belonging to Cubans they believe to be mercenaries. Cuban-American activist Orlando Gutierrez Boronat traveled to Ukraine last year and spoke to one of the Cuban nationals.
He went from Cuba to Russia on a flight full of Cubans.
Boronat says the prisoner was told he'd do construction, helping rebuild cities destroyed in the war.
But when he got there, what happened?
When he arrived in Russia, he found out that he and dozens of other Cubans were being assigned combat roles in the front lines.
Officials in Ukraine have compiled a list of 39 Cubans who have been killed, but believe the death toll to be much higher. Marian Zablotsky is a member of Ukraine's parliament.
We think that eventually the number of Cuban troops will hit at least 25,000, becoming the number one contingent of foreign troops in Russia.
The Cuban government denied any involvement and said they've cracked down on trafficking rings recruiting Cuban nationals.
This doesn't happen without the Cuban government knowing about it.
Absolutely does not happen without the coordination and the approval and the support of the Cuban regime.
In private Facebook groups, Cuban nationals have shared pictures wearing fatigues with both Cuban and Russian flags. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
So there you go, y'all. Like I told you, watch Cuba. For old alliances from the 1960s will be reunited. They'll have a new spring forth, a growth coming out of Cuba. I warned you of this for months now, of what the Lord was telling us to watch in the middle of the night.